This is Tennessee in 10. Headlines and weather from around the state in less than 10 minutes.
Good morning. I'm Amanda Hara at WSMV in Nashville. In just a few hours, the Nashville man known as the zip tie guy will be sentenced in federal court. So his name is Eric Munchel. He was convicted for his involvement in the January 6 riots. And he actually became one of the faces of the riot when pictures like this showing him carrying zip ties circulated around the world. Munchel and his mother were both convicted on several charges. The federal government asked the judge to give both of them 12 months in prison. A TVA worker has died after a pipe burst. TVA says Matt McPherson was killed at a combustion turbine plant in Brownsville. His wife says he was trying to ventilate the pipe when it burst and he died at the hospital. TVA has launched an internal investigation over this and is also now working with OSHA. Well, four members of a Russian cyber gang have been charged in Middle Tennessee. The FBI says they hacked computer systems of a police department, a sheriff's department, and a hospital, all in an effort to steal money. DCS is reporting a growing number of calls to its child abuse hotline. But they say that's normal for this time of year. That's because when kids return to school in the fall, they've got a lot more interaction with adults. In July, DCS got 7,600 calls about child abuse. Last month, that number jumped to more than 9,500. Representative Gloria Johnson and Senator Marsha Blackburn are taking aim at each other now that Johnson is officially running for Blackburn's U.S. Senate seat.
We see that Marsha Blackburn is voting against health care for veterans. She's voting against keeping drug prescription prices low for senior citizens. It's extreme and it's out of touch.
She's a far-left Democrat. She's as woke as they come, and she knows all the liberal bigwigs in Tennessee. Frankly, my opponent is a direct threat to our way of life.
We still have about a year until this election plays out. The election is November 2024. First responders in Robertson County, they managed to save the life of a baby that was born 10 weeks early. So they responded to the home delivery, and when the baby wasn't breathing, they had to act fast. They gave the baby CPR all the way to the hospital.
Once we got to the hospital, seeing the baby kind of come back, and it was pretty spectacular.
We make those calls every single day, and the times that we get a life back, or quite literally save a life, is so few and far in between. You know, I've done it for 7 years, and I can probably count on two hands the amount of saves that I've actually got.
Another one of those saves. We're happy to report that both mother and baby are doing well this morning.
Here are your top stories from the Mid-South. The shooting inside the FedEx Forum sent one man to the hospital in critical condition. This happened last night during Atlanta-based rapper Lil Baby's concert. Video from one of the attendees shows one person is being carried out by a stretcher. We learned from Memphis police that the man was taken to the hospital in critical condition. Attendees did have to go through metal detector checks upon entering the FedEx Forum, so no word on how the gun was able to make its way inside the arena. Also, there is no information about the shooter at this time. However, we do know no one else was injured, and once the incident occurred, everyone was told to evacuate. And a child is dead and another is in the hospital after a fire on Mallory Avenue last night. Memphis Fire says they responded to the call just before 10 o'clock. When crews arrived, 2 adults, 3 children had exited safely, but 2 children were still inside the home. Crews were able to get them both out of the home. One was pronounced dead and the other was taken to Le Bonheur in critical condition. MFD was able to contain the fire. They say the investigation is ongoing to determine what exactly caused the fire. And this year makes 34 years of family, friends, fun, and football. The Southern Heritage Classic began as a rival football game between Tennessee State University and Jackson State University. These days, the event is a magnet for over 50,000 fans. Events for the weekend continue today with a college and career fair and a coach's luncheon. Then tomorrow, there are plenty of events such as parades, tailgates, and even a battle of the bands. One event planner says the weekend is all about showcasing the culture of HBCUs and scholarships for the youth of Memphis. Those are your headlines from the Mid-South.
In the WVLT newsroom, I'm Whitney Turner. The UT Board of Trustees are meeting today to vote on a plan that would guarantee admission for top students in the state. With UT growing in popularity, this measure would effectively give priority to in-state students. If the plan passes, Tennessee high schoolers will be automatically admitted to any UT system campus. That is if they apply by the deadline and meet one of the following criteria points. They finish in the top 10% of their high school's graduating class, get a 4.0 GPA or higher, or get a 3.2 GPA and have an ACT composite score of 23 or higher. One college counselor with Anderson County Schools says this new policy would open the door for rural students.
So those students now get an equal shot with the passage of this new admission system. Our rural East Tennessee students will get the opportunity to be viewed by what they have the opportunity to do in their particular high school.
And if this passes, it'll be effective immediately and apply to the fall class of 2024. 2 East Tennesseans are nominated for awards in the upcoming Country Music Awards. Exciting news there. Morgan Wallen is up for several awards this year, including Male Vocalist of the Year. He's also up for Album of the Year for his album One Thing at a Time. And for a second time, he's up for Entertainer of the Year. And Knoxville native Kelsey Ballerini is also up for awards. Album of the Year for Rolling Up the Welcome Mat and Female Vocalist of the Year. We'll see if they win November 8th. The awards show will be hosted again by Luke Bryan and VFL Peyton Manning. And Gatlinburg is receiving even more recognition as one of the top destinations for fall travel. Gatlinburg is now named as the 4th best place in the country for fall by Southern Living. Gatlinburg was praised for its beautiful transition of red, yellows, and oranges as fall blankets the Great Smoky Mountains National Park. Tourism leaders in Gatlinburg say this will help generate more interest in fall travel. Hotels say bookings are already up for this October, and if you want to book, you should book now. Those are your top headlines around East Tennessee in the WVLT newsroom. I'm Whitney Turner.
The nice stretch of weather continues for us across the state, not just today, but all the way through the weekend, even going into early next week. Lower temperatures and the humidity also going to stay in check as well. The rest of today is looking good. Temperatures that'll climb into the 70s and 80s. It'll be 70s out toward the higher elevations like the Plateau, 83 in Knoxville, 84 Chattanooga, Nashville 84, Memphis at 83, and good sunshine all day today. Things will stay quiet this evening and overnight tonight. Friday night football looks good, as well as any plans you may have tomorrow morning. As we work our way through the afternoon tomorrow, I'm not going to rule out a shower in East Tennessee, areas around Knoxville, Chattanooga, hit or miss, so nothing very well organized, and a little extra cloud cover out in East Tennessee as well. That'll keep temperatures a little cooler, mostly in the 70s. 83 Nashville, 81 in Memphis. Saturday is looking mainly dry elsewhere. Sunday, we're just going to hit the repeat button, and all weekend long, we are staying with low humidity.
All right, Stefano, thanks. That is a look at your news and weather from across the state. Thanks for joining us for Tennessee in 10. I'm Amanda Hera. Have a great day and a great weekend.
This is Tennessee in 10. Headlines and weather from around the state in less than 10 minutes.